Hi, I'm Kieran, and I want to talk a little about Fides today. Fides is an open source project containing multiple developer tools designed to solve difficult data privacy problems. All of these tools are unified by the Fides language, which allows engineers to write code that declares how their software protects user privacy. Altogether, Fides empowers one or many engineers to bring significant privacy engineering power to bear on any tech stack. Today, I'm going to outline the two biggest problems in privacy and then show how Fides can help solve them. So as we're building software, during the design and implementation phase, there's a privacy risk challenge where we haven't deployed anything yet, but we're going to at some point in the future. And we want to ensure that what we build complies with our privacy policies, whether that's something we've defined in the engineering team, as a company, or to comply with complex privacy regulations. We'll call this first problem our Privacy CI challenge. How do we ensure that we're continuously shipping privacy-aware and safe software? And then there's our post-deployment challenge, where our application is collecting and processing data in various ways, and we want to ensure it's behaving in a way that complies with our various policies, as well as ensuring that our users have control over their data. Let's call this the Privacy Runtime Challenge. In this video, I'm going to focus on our first problem, privacy in CI. So if you think about the privacy CI problem and you consider how quickly you're building things, your project repos are likely getting more complex over time, and we're continuously evolving how our runtime application looks. As this complexity builds, engineers have a harder time understanding if the code they're shipping is consistent with the business's stated policies about how they collect or store or leverage user information. In other words, it's a huge challenge to make sure you're shipping code that complies with our own privacy policies. So how does Fides solve this problem? Well, at Ethyca, we believe in taking a privacy as code approach. So what I mean by that is we allow you to declare in a set of Fides YAML files the privacy characteristics of your application, data systems, and broader tech stack. Using a grammar that's very easy to understand and human readable, you declare your system or project's privacy characteristics and use Fides tools, in particular Fides Control, to evaluate those declarations against your business's policies. So let's look at an example. If I have a simple e-commerce application, I'm likely to have a set of systems like user, order services, products, checkout, and probably a database. And over time, my project grows in scale and complexity, right? I'm adding services, so maybe I add something that's doing analysis. And maybe I add more data infrastructure, some pipelines, and continuous sprawl. So my system is incrementally evolving, so too are the potential privacy risks I face. So here, Fides provides us with a lightweight, human-readable format that allows us to describe high-level privacy resources in this rapidly evolving project. So the first thing I can do is declare those privacy resources with Fides YAML files, and then I can apply those. So the first thing that I can do is run the Fides apply command. And Fides apply applies my Fides declarations to the Fides server, so that they're consistently structured and valid Fides. The next command is Fides Evaluate, where the Fides CLI goes out to the Fides server and checks for any policies or rules that we might need to adhere to in our projects. This repository of policies, of automated privacy policies, can be managed centrally and applied to evaluate any project in any part of the organization. From here, the Fides CLI tools report back on any issues with your Fides YAML, either when you evaluate manually or as part of an automated check in your CI process. So now, Fides is tracking the types of data you're processing, what you're processing them for, and what kind of user the data belongs to, and the degree of identification that the data represents. On top of this, it provides you with a workflow of tools to evaluate and keep your Fides declarations up to date. So you now have the ability to track privacy metadata directly in Git, evaluate privacy risks as part of your CI pipeline, generate reports on those evaluations automatically, and have a consistent privacy metadata layer across all of your project repos, deployed applications, and datasets or storage systems. There's a host of additional features and benefits which we'll cover in other videos. If you'd like to learn more, please check out ethyca.com/Fides or the detailed technical documentation located on the GitHub Fides repo.